Since the start of the pandemic, we've seen our community come together in inspiring ways. Thanks to 23 funding partners and support from many individual donors, the Greater Lehigh Valley COVID-19 Community Response Fund raised more than $675,000, giving more than 60 nonprofits the much-needed funding for food, housing, and emergency services.
Through United Way supported food pantries, our partners served almost 25,000 people, a 48% increase over the previous year. More than 20,000 callers were able to get connected and get help through our PA 211 resource line. And through the work of the Lehigh Valley Regional Homeless Advisory Board, 800 evictions have been prevented so far.
Our Lehigh Valley Seniors Healthy at Home report showed that many of our older adults feel lonely and isolated. So we worked with our age-friendly Lehigh Valley partners to reach out and communicate with almost 2,000 seniors and distribute 4,500 activity packets to our older adults.
Our Lehigh Valley Community School Network served 14,700 students across 27 schools in Allentown, Bangor, Bethlehem area, and Easton area school districts. Focused on basic needs, our partners took a whatever-it-takes approach to keeping kids connected to school, whether they were in the classroom or learning from home.
Members of the Lehigh Valley Food Policy Council served almost 1 million meals during the school year and another 400,000 meals over the summer, more than double the number served in 2019.
We also helped keep kids engaged during the summer, working with members of the Lehigh Valley Summer Learning Coalition to distribute 18,000 Learn and Play kits filled with books and mindfulness tools.
Even in the toughest of times, we set out to ensure that reading stays front and center. In the first Million Minute Challenge, our community read 7.5 million minutes in the month of March. And the Lehigh Valley Reads team safely distributed more than 5,000 books to children and their families.
With the addition of Carbon Corps mentors in 3 school districts, we're helping to meet more students and families' basic needs and support their social, emotional learning and health.
To support our littlest learners, we help to address the critical need for diapers and formula. In response to the racial inequality crisis and unprecedented effects of COVID-19, our Talk Read Sing campaign encouraged families to talk about their feelings and what makes them unique.
Resilient Lehigh Valley continued its mission of healing trauma and restoring hope, equipping our youth, families, and teachers with tools and strategies to promote emotional and mental wellness. With partners, we launched a community-wide campaign to keep kids safe from abuse and neglect, and distributed resilience kits to 500 community school families. Plus, we shared weekly tips through our Mindful Mondays campaign, along with easy-to-use social emotional learning videos and lesson plans for teachers to support students through creating calm together.
Leader and me continue to empower students, staff, and families in 29 schools, helping more students believe they can grow by feeling confident, heard, and understood. As the crisis evolved, we stayed in touch with our federal and state legislators, advocating for policies and funding to support basic needs services, community members living paycheck to paycheck, and nonprofit agencies on the front lines.
And we partnered with Lehigh County to help distribute $5 million in COVID-19 relief grants to nonprofits.
It was crucial to have our community's voice be heard in the 2020 election and census, so we partnered with AARP and local agencies to encourage everyone to vote and complete the census.
We joined Bank on Allentown to support those who are unbanked and underbanked with the access and resources they need to achieve long-term financial health.
The latest reports show that 122,000 households in the Greater Lehigh Valley are struggling to make ends meet. When you look at certain cities or towns, more than 60% of our neighbors are experiencing financial instability. How can our community thrive if almost half of our families can't afford to live?
Thanks to you, in 2021, we're investing more than $20.5 million into our community.
The most in our organization's history.
With the goal of stabilizing our students, families, and older adults for a stronger tomorrow.
Led by 5 community leaders, the Fund for Racial Justice and Equity is now investing in programs to enhance Black and Brown leadership in the Lehigh Valley. The Mask Up Collaborative is actively encouraging everyone in the Lehigh Valley to protect our families, neighbors, and friends from the COVID-19 virus.
Food Cart Lehigh Valley is now offering families in community schools fresh, healthy food delivered right to their doors.
We will soon release the age-friendly Lehigh Valley Action Plan to ensure that older adults will thrive mentally, emotionally, and physically, and that we have the community tools to make that goal a reality.
We're proud to be part of the Allentown Freedom Schools partnership to empower our youth to excel and embrace their ability to make a difference as part of a summer literacy and cultural enrichment experience.
Lehigh Valley Reads will continue its diverse book initiative, ensuring that children in the Lehigh Valley see themselves positively represented in what they read.
Project Equity has us joining forces with Lehigh Valley Community Foundation and Faces International to reimagine a nonprofit sector that is racially equitable and sustainable. By bringing together community leaders, Project Equity will work collectively to center racial justice as our community rebuilds from COVID-19.
When our community is in crisis and pain, you were there.
Willing to step up in big ways to help.
Thanks to you, the work continues.
That's what it means to live united.
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 And that's what it means to live united.